Hey everyone, welcome to the Spectra Creative Channel. I'm your host, Scott Toy Guru Nightlick, and you might be saying, whoa, Scott, what are you doing here in person? Usually in most of my videos, I'm just doing a voiceover, kind of showing a little action figure of myself. Well, it was really important today that I get out here personally, because I'm not promoting someone else's work or commenting on something out there already. I'm here for the very first time to promote my own book. Myth Wars, my very first graphic novel, is now available on Amazon. Let me tell you all about it. So I originally wrote Myth Wars back in 3rd grade, but I've never had the ability to draw it. I'm not an artist. And I turned to chatbot GBT. Now, I know the whole issues of, AI, they're going to come around and, kill us one day, but I was amazed at how accurate the art was. Kind of to show you why I turned to AI, here's a few comparison shots of my attempt to draw my comic. And you can see literally my image against the AI-generated image that, clearly much, much better. So I understand, yes, I am very envious over anyone who can draw a comic book. I'm not one of them, but it's pretty astonishing. It took hundreds of renderings per panel. Most of them were terrible, but eventually, about 2% of the time, I would get something usable. And I put them together to create my graphic novel about Greek mythology. I've loved Greek mythology my entire life. And as I said, I originally wrote this story in my 3rd grade class. It tells the story of Zeus as a teenager and what it was like growing up before he became king of the gods. If you're familiar with Greek mythology, you may know that Zeus and his siblings fought a 10-year war against Kronos and the Titans for control of the universe. That's what this graphic novel tells the story of. It kicks off Zeus and the Olympians forming a team as teenagers to learn responsibility, to learn about their destiny, and learn how to work together as a team in order to, take back Olympus and restore freedom to ancient Greece. It's got monsters, it's got gods, it's got flying horses, it's got everything you probably love about Greek mythology combined with everything you love about superheroes. And I also try to be very historically correct. For example, this was a statue of Zeus that I loved as a child, and I always saw that as sort of his unlit lightning bolt. And so I incorporated that in the comic, as the stones that you see the statues holding representing his lightning were kind of sort of his pre-lightning form. So there's a lot of pop culture references. There's a lot of sort of holding a mirror up to, I guess you could say, current content and showing the connection that a lot of movies we love have to the original mythological sources. So you'll see kind of some self-referential things like that. But on the high level, it is an action-adventure superhero comic book about Greek mythology, recasting Zeus as a teenage warrior who needs to take down his father for control of the universe. And it's not just about ancient Greece. There's a whole mythological world out there of all of these different realms. But wait, there's more. Not only do you get essentially 7-8 issues of comic book in this, and I've also included a ton of awesome pinups, which of course were also all generated by chatbot GBT, AI. Hundreds and hundreds of renderings to get the final images, but man, it was worth it. I mean, this took a long time to render. No one's quite ever done anything like this before, which is also why I included a top 10 tips for anyone who's interested in making an AI comic on their own, showing how I did layering, how the panels were compiled per page with different elements to create a narrative that actually flowed. Sometimes I would have to render different elements like horns and wings and put them on top of characters in order to make them work. I've also included a very extensive sketchbook of real human art. Many of the artists that I've hired over the last 25 years to do concept work in my attempt to get this published, but it just never came to fruition, even with the prototype toys I made. I also hired Axel Gimenez, who I worked on the Masters of the Universe comics with together, to do some concept art. So all of that's in the sketchbook. There's a lot more Myth Wars to tell. This is just the first volume. Kind of think of it as the pilot. Not just a pilot for a show, but almost the whole series. Myth Wars is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below, or you can simply just type in Myth Wars into your Amazon search and it will come up right away. You can also head over to spectrecreative.com to learn more about the background and the history of this book and how it came to be. But yeah, if you like mythology, you like superheroes, you like coming-of-age stories, check it out. Myth Wars, Volume 1, Zeus, The Teenage Years, now available on Amazon exclusively from Spectre Creative. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the book aisles.